Why do people get so defensive around vegans? Well, simply put, it's because veganism is not a dietary choice. Most of us like to think of ourselves as good people who do the moral thing when we're given an opportunity. And yet, we've built all of our habits and traditions around something that's objectively horrendous. You don't see people getting their panties in a bunch over other people eating gluten-free or eating dairy-free when meat eaters are in the vicinity of vegetarians or pescatarians or gluten-free people or dairy-free people. They're not in a space where they're forced to think about their actions in a moral or ethical framework. Because people who are vegetarian or dairy-free or pescatarian or gluten-free aren't doing it for moral or ethical reasons. But because veganism isn't a diet, but rather a philosophy about reducing harm and exploitation of animals as much as we possibly can, when a vegan comes into the room and sits down at a table with us, this is a stark reminder that what we eat is a choice. It's exactly that. It's a choice, and we can choose to do the more compassionate thing. But choosing that more compassionate thing would force us to change some things in our lives. And that's something that not everyone is completely mentally prepared to think about yet. Now, as a vegan, it can feel really demoralizing when you're met with this criticism and backlash and the defensiveness of meat eaters. But the important thing to remember is not to give up. Continue using your voice for the voiceless animals, and try to remember that people's pushback to you isn't because you're doing anything wrong. In fact, it's because you're holding up a mirror to their actions and what that means and the consequences that those actions have.